Hey everyone, and welcome back to some more esports talk. My name is Hunter, and thank you so much for tuning in. We do really appreciate you guys watching, taking time out of your day, or doing whatever you are doing, and listening to these videos. We are going to be talking about Apex Legends. We have some more hacker issues. That's right, we've covered Tufi in the past. This whole situation and back and forth with Shiv and Tufi and Shiv and Tufi, and the entire thing. We had a guy named Boro come in and set up a trap for Tufi, pretending to be a journalist and then getting his information and sending it over to EA. And now Boro has come forward with some more information, but this time it involves a YouTuber by the name of iLootGames. So we see Boro come forward with a long Twitter thread that I'm going to go through real quick, where he says he wants to talk about some stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. He recounts the situation where he pretended to be a journalist and got Tufi to give him his information, which we later find out is the way that Boro was able to get into these discords with hackers and cheaters under a pseudonym and end up getting connections within those discords. He shares screenshots of these people talking within the Discord and discussing different cheats and methods of hacks and what's working, what's not working, and how these discussions are kind of always going on. Later on, he addresses the iLootGames situation on YouTube while making videos about Apex, cheaters, Shiv FPS bans, and having a ton of views. He's secretly in league with them. There's more to it, and there's more evidence there. There's a lot of screenshots that we're going to go through in just a second. But if you don't know who iLootGames is, he does make content on Apex, and looking at his channel, one of the ones that I would call attention to would be that he made a video about Tufi that involved Tufi responding to him, and he was kind of asking him questions. And now, if you want to look at that from the point of view of, oh, well, he might have been kind of in league with them more or less to create content because he thought it was entertaining, that gives it such a weird vibe to know that he was making this content on purpose and encouraging it so that he would have more content and more views in the Apex scene.
Most other cheaters that played with Tufi, they all expressed one thing, that they are okay with cheating rampantly because in their eyes, that's better than being the one that hides their cheats and pretends to be legit. Believe it or not, I tend to agree with this. See, in this case, they are forcing Apex to fix a glaring problem, whereas the subtle cheaters are legitimately taken away from others who have worked very hard. One of the cheaters even told me that he believes nearly half of the PC Preds cheat in some fashion, and said he knows a big Twitch streamer that cheats with cheats that just don't show up on his stream and averages around 200 viewers per stream. I spoke with another cheater that goes by the name in-game Rogue Too Sad to Stream. Yes, that name is from Raging NRG Rogue, who said that none of this will change until Respawn fixes the server-side checks for who is in their lobbies. Until then, they plan to continue to raid servers and go after streamers for entertaining clips, and to their credit, they have a very organized collection of clips that are actually pretty crazy.
Boro shares a lot of different screenshots of iLootGames talking in this Discord, where you see him sending screenshots or messages about different streamers and content creators raging about hackers. So obviously he is enjoying it and kind of encouraging these responses from the hackers and encouraging them to keep doing it because content creators are responding. You also see him asking about different glitches and if they still work or if they don't work. Boro says stream sniping, putting streamer reactions on Discord and encouraging the cheaters, telling them how to break the servers, a small list of streamers that were targeted with screenshots. You can see messages of iLootGames saying, dude, the streamer reactions would be hilarious, to be honest. They already were raging. Just wish I could see a effing drive-by aimbot. Does anyone have a clip of drive-by aimbotting in the Trident? I saw Preds complaining about that. It would be hilarious, I bet. He later goes on to say that he knows a decent amount about these cheats and hacks, but he really wants to cover them in detail in a video because he thinks people would be entertained by it. And now, of course, I do want to say that all these are allegations or just accusations. We have no definite proof. This is definitely the guy. In this day and age of Photoshop and being able to just make new accounts with the same name, especially on Discord or on Twitter with the same icon, there's definitely ways to spoof these things and fake them. And so I do want to say they're allegations at this point. Boro says that he did tell iLootGames about all of this information and the screenshots that he had. He thought maybe he could explain working behind the scenes or something, but no. He went offensive right away and made a video saying that I lied about Tufi while I have undeniable proof and he knows, trying to protect his buddy. We can see the screenshots that show his profile as well as his @ on Twitter, where he says that it's weird stuff and he doesn't do weirdo level stuff. You have lost all trust here. I have no desire to explain stuff to you. We also see him share a little bit of a picture of what looks like a letter from EA to Tufi that is supposed to be some sort of legal document as proof that that situation did actually happen. So once again, I have to say that that piece of paper could be faked. We have no idea. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I don't know if that piece of paper is obviously fake or obviously real. I don't know anything about legal documents, so I want to put that out there first off. But the situation is pretty wild if there is truth to it, which I'll say it doesn't look too great because iLootGames did private his Twitter as well, which could just be because he was getting a ton of backlash from people that don't know anything about the situation and are just taking this at face value and going and harassing him about it. Or it could be because he's getting all of that heat because it's the truth. And maybe these things did happen. These screenshots are legitimate, which is kind of a sad situation, I'll say, especially for other content creators in the scene who are working really hard to make content, or professional players who are grinding out their lobbies. And then you have this other content creator in the community, well known and well established, and he's going out of his way to work with these cheaters and hackers, or maybe not necessarily work with them, but encourage them and use them to create more content. I mean, he's reposting all of these different streamers reacting, and he even goes as far as to tell some of the cheaters in the Discord, there's screenshots of this, saying that he would help them set up their stream because he thinks that it could pull a lot of views and that they could pump a lot of views into it, and he thinks that it would do really well. I think that's a tough situation for anyone in the community because you don't want to like that kind of guy, right? You don't want to support someone that is actively making your lobbies in the game that you are playing significantly worse and ruining the game because you're a figure in the community who is encouraging these cheaters, hackers, so on and so forth. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. I think it is pretty crazy if there is truth to it, but we will just have to wait and see what iLootGames says about it in response, if he ever does. Until next time, guys, be safe, be smart, behave. I'll catch you later.